So unless you are literally living under a rock, you would have seen the new GTA 6 trailer. I watched it last night on the podcast for the first time, and it looks amazing. It looks like it's going to be so much fun. Visually, it's absolutely stunning. But you might not know that based on some of the yelling and screaming and anti-woke stuff that you're seeing on YouTube and on social media. Now, TGG here says, I see absolutely no one complaining about a female protagonist today, sharing some screenshots here from the trailer. I'm going to say this. While I was watching this, I was shocked that this dress looked as good as it did. And I know a lot of people are saying, is that your takeaway from this? Yeah, my takeaway from this is the dress, the sequin fabric here looks absolutely amazing. Something that you normally just take for granted in other games. You go back and you look at games from like 2 decades ago and back, it's really difficult to make this look good. And they managed to make it look good. Not just this, but like the atmosphere, the vibe, the very beginning of the trailer, as I was watching it, I thought it was a live action teaser for the game. I had to stop it and run it back a couple times because it looked so good. However, if you go and you look on YouTube, and we're going to take a look here in a second, if you look on YouTube, and this goes back over, I don't know, several years, at least several months, you'll see that a lot of people were calling it like here, woke garbage. Feminist claims GTA 6 trailer is a woke masterpiece. Fears GTA 6 will be woke with female characters. Wokeness ruins video games. They don't learn. This is just from a month ago. Just Ryan Cannell here. GTA 6 report confirms fans' worst fears about Rockstar going woke. Again, 4 months ago. Oh, this is interesting here. Endymion happens to be the subject of today's video. GTA 6 is confirmed to embrace woke agenda plus feminist journalist demands Rockstar pander. That's really interesting, Endymion. That's really interesting. Let's take a look at some of your other takes on this game. The activists have allegedly infiltrated Grand Theft Auto 6. I'll have a video on it tomorrow, but yeah, fuck. This is from 2023. Yeah, that's interesting here. What else we got? Grand Theft Auto 6 worst fears come true. There's reports confirming that they are indeed sanitizing the entire experience. And beyond this, I got some info. It's getting more legit every second. Look at the thumbnail here. Black Lives Matter. Software owner ready for an acquisition deal with Sony. Rockstar Games reportedly asked GTA 6 writers to be less crude toward transgender people and other minorities. So it's a pretty flashy thumbnail there. What else we got here? Oh, this is the thumbnail we looked at a second ago. Grand Theft Auto 6 has been hijacked by weirdos, and it will pander. The Rockstar of today is very different from the ones who did GTA 5, and the journalists are demanding GTA 6 bends the knee and becomes more inclusive. This is ridiculous. This is GTA. However, in response to the tweet that we just looked at, let's see what Endymion is saying right now. Crazy, right? Almost as if people are totally cool with female protagonists if you make them sexy and look like actual women and not creatures that take gender studies in college somewhere like Portland or San Fran. Just make them hot and not annoying. How the fuck is that hard to do, ya arslers? You could be swimming in cash. Instead, you're listening to consultants who can't tell you what a woman even is without fear of being canceled. What? My dude, you have spent months, years saying that this game was going to be woke, feminist, inclusive garbage. You have been telling your entire audience that this game is going to be bad. Remember the thumbnail, Black Lives Matter, and they're trying to be, you even said they were trying to be more inclusive and less crude towards trans people. But now you see this picture here, the one right here in the gold dress, and all of a sudden your entire perspective on the game changes. Your entire perspective. Years and years and years of you trying to trash the game change in an instant. All of a sudden, there's no woke activists on the game. All of a sudden, there's no hidden agenda in the game. All of a sudden, all the things that you gaslit your listeners to, your viewers with, all of those things are magically gone. They don't exist anymore, apparently. I'm kind of nervous. Should I scroll down? Should I scroll down and see what the comments are saying? Here's one, Weaponized Smirk. I'm still not playing games where you're a woman. I have zero interest in being a woman. Endymion, these are your people. I'm still worried they will bait and switch on us. This is funny here. This is why people call your kind grifters, narrative pushers who change their talking points once public opinion is in their favor. It's amazing. It's amazing. This is why I love the internet being sort of a history book of what people feel and think about things. Because in this situation, it's not that Endymion can't change his mind. You absolutely can change your mind about anything. But how do we go from the extreme concept, the extreme tinfoil hat belief that this game has been infected and infiltrated by activists, that's pandering to trans people, that it's pandering to minorities, that it's all of these things? How do we go from that to this, where he's literally giving them credit for not doing any of the things that he accused them of? He is giving them credit that they didn't do any of the things that he claimed the studio was going to inject into the game. Just make them hot and not annoying. How do you know that the character's not annoying? I'm not defending or chastising him. I'm just saying, how do you know? All you saw was hot video game character in a dress. That's it. You're like, I can goon to it, so all of my opinions about it are out the door. It's out the door. It says it's swimming in cash instead you're listening to consultants who can't tell you what a woman even is without fear of being canceled. My dude, that's what you claimed that they were doing. That's what you claimed they were doing. And I checked. I don't see any sort of like gradual come to Jesus moment about this, where you changed your mind over a course of time. It literally is a flip-flop. It is a table flip. You literally went from accusing them of all of these things that you deem to be harmful to games to all of a sudden saying, hot woman in dress changed my opinion overnight. It doesn't get any, like, that's the clearest picture that we can give you guys on just how fragile and pointless and lines drawn in the sand are to guys like Endymion and people in this space. All it takes is giving them something they can goon to, and everything else goes out the window. Their values go out the window. Their morals and ethics go out the window. All these things that they hold near and dear to them. Non-binary, all this stuff that they would say. Like, none of that matters once you have appealed to their sexual desires. Once you establish that, everything else just falls by the wayside, goes out the door, goes down the river, whatever phrase you want to use. These guys hold no actual standards. They don't want better games because the game's already good. The game's already good. There's been a history of games they've complained about. One of the biggest ones, I think, is Baldur's Gate 3. There's been a history of games they've complained about for being woke and this, that, and the other that are good games. So it's not about a standard of quality to the games. It's about their narrative. It's about what they want to do to people. It's about what they want to push on people and what they want to take away from people. This is what these guys do. This is how they operate. They hold no actual line on anything. Because the minute the audience switches opinions on something, or it seems like it's weighing in the different direction and they don't want to be in the middle of it, all of a sudden they lose their backbone, they lose their spine, they lose all of their momentum, and they switch it up. This is just sad, man. It's sad. Look, I don't agree with what these guys do. Obviously, I think a lot of their takes are just dumb as fuck. I think a lot of what they do is just fucking disgusting and despicable and awful. But at the very least, when you look through all this and you go, at least they're holding their opinion. At least they're standing by what they believe in, what they say. And this is why the vast majority of these guys, I would say at least 90% of them that I've been covering over the years, I call them grifters, I call them scammers, because they don't actually hold value in any of the things they say they believe in. They just don't. It's all about where the money is. Their opinion will change if they find out they can make more money doing X instead of Y. If hating something makes them money, then they're going to do that. If loving something is going to make them money, they're going to do that. They never hold an opinion that is contrary to what is in their best financial interest. They don't stand for anything.